More than 37 million people live in the Tokyo metropolitan area today, making it the largest urban region on Earth. But if you traveled back in time just 600 years, you wouldn't find skyscrapers, neon lights, or crowded streets. Instead, you would see a small fishing village on the edge of a quiet bay. This place was called Edo, and over the centuries, this humble village would transform into one of the most powerful and influential cities in human history. This is the incredible story of how Edo became Tokyo. In the early 15th century, the area that would one day become Tokyo was mostly wetlands, forests, and small fishing communities. Life here was simple. Fishermen sailed small wooden boats across the calm waters of Edo Bay, catching fish and trading with nearby villages. Wooden houses lined the muddy paths, and smoke from cooking fires drifted slowly into the sky. At the center of this growing settlement stood a powerful structure, Edo Castle. In 1457, a samurai lord named Oda Doken built the castle to defend the region. At the time, Edo was not a major city. It was simply a military stronghold surrounded by farmland and water. But the castle would soon change everything. In the year 1600, Japan was on the brink of a new era. A powerful warlord named Tokugawa Ieyasu had just won the decisive Battle of Sekigahara, uniting much of Japan under his control. 3 years later, he established the Tokugawa shogunate, beginning a period of peace that would last more than 250 years. Tokugawa Ieyasu chose Edo as the center of his government. Suddenly, the quiet village began to grow at an astonishing pace. Samurai families, merchants, craftsmen, and farmers all moved to Edo. Roads were built, markets opened, bridges connected different districts. Within just a few decades, Edo was transforming into one of the most organized cities in Japan. By the mid-1600s, Edo had become a city dominated by samurai culture. Thousands of samurai lived around Edo Castle, serving the shogun and maintaining order. Large districts were built specifically for samurai residences. Their homes were spacious wooden compounds surrounded by gardens and gates. But samurai were not the only residents. Edo also became home to merchants, artisans, and laborers. These people lived in crowded neighborhoods filled with shops, tea houses, and busy markets. Every morning the streets came alive. Vendors shouted to attract customers. Carpenters built houses and boats. Food stalls filled the air with the smell of grilled fish and rice. Despite strict social rules, Edo quickly developed a vibrant urban culture. By the early 1700s, Edo had grown into one of the largest cities in the world. Its population reached more than 1 million people. This was extraordinary for the time. While many European cities were still relatively small, Edo was already a massive urban center. The city was carefully planned. Canals transported goods through the city. Bridges connected districts across rivers. Markets sold everything from fresh seafood to silk clothing. Edo also became famous for its entertainment districts. The most famous was Yoshiwara, where theaters, music, and art flourished. Artists created colorful woodblock prints that captured scenes of daily life. These prints would later become famous around the world. But Edo's peaceful growth would not last forever. By the 1800s, Japan was about to face dramatic change. For more than 2 centuries, Japan remained mostly isolated from the rest of the world. But in 1853, everything changed. American warships led by Commodore Matthew Perry arrived in Japanese waters. Their powerful steamships shocked the country. Japan realized it could no longer remain isolated. Just 15 years later, in 1868, the Tokugawa shogunate collapsed. This moment is known as the Meiji Restoration. Power returned to the Emperor of Japan, and Edo would soon receive a brand new name, Tokyo, which means Eastern Capital. Japan was entering the modern world. In 1868, the city of Edo officially received a new name, Tokyo, the Eastern Capital. The emperor moved his residence from Kyoto to the former Edo Castle, transforming it into the imperial palace. This moment marked the beginning of a new chapter in Japanese history. Japan was rapidly modernizing. Western technology, architecture, and ideas began to reshape the city. Stone buildings replaced many traditional wooden structures. Railways appeared across the city, connecting Tokyo to other regions of Japan. Street lamps illuminated roads that were once dark at night. Within just a few decades, Tokyo was transforming from a feudal samurai city into a modern industrial capital. But modernization also brought challenges. And soon, disaster would strike. On September 1st, 1923, one of the most devastating disasters in Japanese history occurred. A massive earthquake struck the Tokyo region. Buildings collapsed across the city. But the earthquake itself was only the beginning. Fires erupted everywhere. Strong winds spread the flames through Tokyo's tightly packed wooden neighborhoods. Entire districts burned to the ground. More than 100,000 people lost their lives. The city was almost completely destroyed. But Tokyo refused to disappear. Reconstruction began almost immediately. Engineers redesigned streets to be wider and safer. Modern buildings were constructed using stronger materials. Within a few years, Tokyo began rising from the ashes. Yet another disaster was approaching. By the late 1930s, Japan was involved in a massive global conflict. World War II. Tokyo became the center of Japan's wartime government and industry. Factories across the city produced aircraft, weapons, and military equipment. But as the war intensified, Tokyo became a major target for bombing raids. In March 1945, one of the most destructive air raids in history occurred. Hundreds of American bombers dropped incendiary bombs across the city. Because many buildings were still made of wood, fires spread rapidly. The result was catastrophic. Large parts of Tokyo were completely destroyed. Over 100,000 people died in a single night. By the end of the war, much of Tokyo had been reduced to rubble. Once again, the city faced the challenge of rebuilding from nothing. After World War II ended in 1945, Tokyo began one of the most remarkable recoveries in modern history. Japan focused on rebuilding its economy and infrastructure. Factories reopened. Railways expanded. Modern highways were constructed. During the 1950s and 1960s, Japan experienced an extraordinary period of economic growth. Tokyo quickly became the center of this transformation. New skyscrapers began rising across the skyline. Television towers and modern train systems appeared. One moment symbolized Tokyo's rebirth more than any other: the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. The event introduced the world to a new, modern Japan. Tokyo unveiled the Shinkansen bullet train, one of the fastest trains ever built. The city had officially returned to the global stage. In the decades that followed, Tokyo continued to grow at an incredible pace. Modern districts like Shinjuku, Shibuya, and Akihabara became famous for their towering buildings and vibrant streets. Neon lights illuminated the city at night. Subway systems expanded into one of the most complex networks in the world. Technology companies, financial institutions, and global corporations established headquarters in the city. Tokyo became one of the world's leading centers for technology, finance, culture, innovation. Today, the Tokyo metropolitan area is home to over 37 million people. It is not only the largest city on Earth, but also one of the most advanced. From a quiet fishing village called Edo, to a samurai capital, to a city destroyed by disaster and war, Tokyo has rebuilt itself again and again. Its story is one of resilience, innovation, and transformation. And today, Tokyo stands as one of humanity's greatest cities. A place where ancient traditions and futuristic technology exist side by side. The incredible journey from Edo to Tokyo reminds us that even the most ordinary places can become extraordinary over time.